My riders, it's just gone 46 minutes past 3 o'clock. Good afternoon to you. Today is just it's been a bizarre day, man. Filled with conversations, meetings, and then somebody comes in the air, Nje, arrives here at the YFM studios, and I told you that more Flava is about to come through and just serenade this drive home. And it's weird for me because actually it's a big thing for me to be sitting behind this mic right now. It's a full 180. I'm not going to say 360. It's not complete yet because I'd have to be doing breakfast for it to be complete. Nah? The one and only Mweti Tsiki Ricky Ooh Mo Flava. Can I just do this properly, right? Can I just do this properly? Boston Media House alumni and brand ambassador, an individual who has done a bit of everything in the industry, from TV, radio, events, DJing, emceeing, introducing, the one and only, not only a friend, not only a past colleague, but a colleague in the industry, but a brother, someone whom I would not be here without. I give you Mo Flava. Mo.
What's going on? Theledi.
Hey.
Khutso the lady.
Hey.
The coolest lady on drive.
Come on.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Let me tell you something. This studio looks amazing.
I'm glad you love it.
It's no wonder why you look absolutely stunning every time you rock up or roll up anyway. Because look at the environment. Look at this place, man.
Come on, Mo.
I love what you've done with the place.
Thank you very much. Welcome home, man.
It feels good to be home. Even though I had to get to the gate and have trouble getting in. That's when you know that it's been a while since I've been home. It's like, okay.
Sean fully gate.
Oh, join a fully gate.
Mo, I don't know if I should call the show officially the afternoon drive, or is that too cliche now?
It doesn't matter. But it feels good to be sitting on the other side and watching you at the helm of things. I mean, it's beautiful. I don't know if you want to call it 180 degrees or just whatever, but big up to everything you've done, Khutso. You know what I mean? We've had some interesting conversations when this moment came your way. Yeah. And I said, don't even hesitate. Don't even hesitate. So I'm glad that you are grabbing the bull by the horns, because if there was anybody who can grab a bull by anything, it's you.
He still remembers my flair. He still knows how I am. Mo, I love you. Thank you so much. I mean, when they said that you were coming through today, I got goosebumps. I'm thinking, whoa, what are we going to be chatting about now that hasn't already been said and done about you? In terms, when I say done, the moves that you've made, the lives that you've changed, the investments that you made, including the person sitting behind this mic. Mo, I'm just going to ask you, why do you believe in the value of studying for qualification in media? I know your journey, and you picked me up from that qualification and that media space and said, Khutso, come here. Breakfast is for you. That voice.
I think for me, it's just about the belief that you need to have some skills to dive into anything you want to do. And if you have an opportunity to study, then take it, right? Not everybody has the opportunity. And there's many different ways to acquire skills, whether you're learning from an individual, whether you're learning in the company that is giving you an internship, whatever the story is. My personal journey has been that of studying, which is, I believe, one of the reasons why I was able to start strong when I got into the industry, when YFM was still back in Rosebank. At the Zone. I'm thinking, do 2000s even realize how special the Zone in Rosebank is? When I walked through that building on day one, I wasn't nervous about the buttons and the equipment in the studio.
Okay.
I was more nervous about being in a ship that has people like DJ Smooth and DJ Fresh and Rude Boy Paul and Unati and all of that stuff being awesome. But I think studying gave me the comfort, walking into a place like YFM with a body of knowledge that I'd acquired over the years at Boston Media House.
Come on.
Just gave me that confidence. And I think it's key. And if you get an opportunity, if you get a shot, go for it. Because there are a lot of people in the industry that have walked in and out of Boston and they've done very well. You case in point.
Thank you very much, Mo. I'm just so in disbelief. This is so surreal. A genuine moment for me. But otherwise, let me focus, Nemo.
And here's the other thing. Let me throw you off a bit, some more. So it was tough for you to be at Y and a student pretty much at the same time.
Absolutely.
Because when so basically, I don't know how many people know the story, but I was looking for someone to join me on my radio show here at YFM when I was still doing morning, right? And Boston was the first place I went to because I knew that there is a wealth of talent sitting there wanting to go out there and kick some ass. And I was like, if there's any place I'm going to find someone, it's at Boston.
Come on.
And I was grateful that I was pointed in your direction by a certain Ruan Fenter who has trained so many people in the industry. You know what I mean? And he said, that's the girl. I'm like, that's the girl? He's like, that's the girl. I'm like, all right, I want the girl. I want the girl.
Bring the girl.
Exactly. So, and you were still a student then.
Correct.
And you were nervous as hell. You were like, I don't know anything. I'm like, of course you don't know anything. But that's why you're here, to learn. And the fact that you're studying was a great compliment and a blessing for you. So I'm glad you were able to see it through, even in the madness of being that young, joining YFM, which is a crazy place. You know what I'm saying? And then still being a student at Boston. And that relationship that Boston has with YFM is genuine.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's
Absolutely.
not something that was cooked up in some agency boardroom with a bunch of creatives. It's real. It's realness. It's real. You know how I got my demo into YFM?
How?
So one of the salespeople, Pubi, who used to work at YFM, came to Boston because Boston was a client of YFM. They used to buy airtime, etc., and ads and all of that. And I bumped into him, and he would always see me in the fish tank in the studios back at Boston.
Yeah.
Always in there training and doing whatever. And he said, "You're always in here." I'm like, "Yeah, because that's where I want to be." And he said to me, "Listen, the next time I come, have your demo ready, give it to me, and I'll drop it off on your behalf, and good luck." And that's what I did. So the relationship that Boston has with YFM is greater than any campaign that anybody can ever conjure up.
Amen. Now, we all know times are hard, right? And especially in the media world. And I mean, we just touched on it slightly now. But for the prospective student to get helping hand is also a tough thing, right? We assume that it's an easy thing. Send, Mo Flava DM via Twitter, socials, emails. Sometimes aren't responded to. And that's fine. But for somebody who wants a future in media, we hear these stories, the realities of those. What kind of advice do you have to someone that wants to get into, especially through Boston Media House? Because some aren't as lucky, unfortunate, and it's also all about timing, right?
Yeah, obviously your grades are going to be up to scratch when
Correct.
you leave matric. So, check your grades, make sure that you meet the requirements of getting into a diploma or degree course.
Yeah.
But of course, there's other courses that, allow you to sort of upskill before you get in. But you've got to have an interest in media, right? You gotta want to try something in the space. Sometimes you don't really know. Yeah, you like radio, but you also like television, and then but you also want to be a podcast and whatever. But just go in there. Part of being a student is to figure yourself out, right? Correct. Part of going through all these courses is to figure yourself out. So, anybody that is interested in media should be taking up an opportunity to study at Boston Media House. Practical knowledge is key, and I think for me, that was one of the greatest things. And they're still doing that. They're still giving you the practical know-how to be able to do this thing called radio or television, music production, whatever. So just have an interest and have a sense of dedication. And I think that's just one of the things you can really use to put yourself in. Yeah.
And why are you choosing to invest in somebody to grab the space, I think, with nothing holding them back as much as you did? We look up to you and we think, it's easy, man. It's easy. But why do you want to invest in that student who is really yearning to be a part of the space?
Because I was once that student before, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And over the years, I've been helping people study at Boston. And I've been interviewing many candidates, I don't know for the last how many years. And the stories, people coming from all over the country, Kimberley, Mahikeng, Postmansburg, nobody even knows where that is. And the thing is, it's the burning desire that they have to just follow their dreams. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm happy to sit here and say that I've helped a lot of people through their studies. Some finished,
Amen.
Some didn't finish. Some got to work with me, some got to flourish and, work for newspapers and magazines and radio stations and all that cool stuff. So big up to everybody that's just walked the journey, you know what I mean? And even if you don't pass all your subjects and your models and get through first time, it's never too late. So I was once that kid that wanted the opportunity. My parents had to make huge sacrifices to put me through school.
Sure. I
still had to work and pay whatever student debt I had, even when I started working. But because gigs were flowing.
Come on!
You know what I'm saying? When I joined I was doing voiceovers, I was gigging. That time I'm doing graveyard. So I was able to really push my fees and finish. But everybody's got their own individual story.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Yeah.
Mo, Somebody listening right now, they just want to stand out to you, especially with these interviews that you're talking about that you've had. Every single year we see the gate go Boston Media House. The queue is long. Hey, Pitori also. Yo, it's just long. Everywhere you go, people are not only attracted to the fact that you're giving and investing in someone, but they know it's Mo Flava. And if it's given by him, it's that sense of approval. You know, that smile of, wow, Mo Flava thinks I'm amazing. That thing to make me stand out to say, I'm going to capture his attention.
I think be honest and be true about why you want to get into media. You know, often people are not honest. And sometimes I've seen this in my interviews where people are not honest. Hey, if you want to be famous, well, that's your reason.
Sure.
If you want to go and impact your community through the platform that you want to be on eventually, that's your vibe. So be honest with why you want to get into it. But for me, I'm looking at, you know, the personality that people have, the character, the genuineness, right? The eager to learn. You got to have an open mind. So be willing to learn. You don't know everything. And that's the kind of stuff that I look for. The beauty about it all is that, you know, in the event of, say, you know, you deciding that you've got a direction in your career, I mean, that's a bonus. But the fact that you've gone through school is in itself a great journey because you got to acquire skills. So yes, it's a great partnership to be able to work with Boston, investing in you as a young person fresh out of high school, and even current students. I mean, we're talking like 25% off your tuition fees if you're a first year or a current student. And I've also got a couple of bursaries as well. So today's like the closing date for all the submissions.
Today's the closing date.
Yeah, that's what I know, and unless I'm wrong. But as far as I know, it's like the 2nd. But that's for the videos that people have to send me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
So
for the videos.
video, either a radio link, presenting vibes. How's the structure?
So just tell me why you want to study media.
Sure.
Tell it to me in 30 seconds. There's a WhatsApp number. It's not my number, so I haven't memorized it. It's 0812687518. So if you want to study media at Boston Media House, either in Durban, Arcadia, in Pretoria, or in Sandton, all you have to do is send me a 30-second video telling me why. That's it.
Done.
Yeah.
Mweti Tsiki, Mo Flava. Spiritual fix for us, Nyana. some advice. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Advice for that one person that's listening right now, because I'm listening to you and this vibration through my bones where this platform, I feel, misses you. And already when I just hear your voice, I think, gee whiz, I wanna eat up everything he's saying in terms of advice, in terms of moving in the media space. With Boston Media House, Soul Candy and the opportunities that you're offering, that you've always offered.
Sure.
Spiritual fix us, please.
Look, I mean, I always say nobody can tell you that you can't do something. And even if it doesn't work out the first time around, keep trying. And just go out there and do it. We often we spend a lot of time dreaming. But how much time do we spend actually doing? So I think turn those dreams into action. You know, whether you want to be someone like Khutso sitting at the helm of one of the biggest drive shows, or whether you want to be on a TV show, whatever the story is, just go out there and action it. It's good to dream, but it's even better to action that which you are dreaming about. Was that fine?
That was a fix and a half, bro.
I've been up since like 3:30 in the morning. I mean, really.
You can go home, get some rest. We'll catch you tomorrow. Thank you very much, Mo Flava. I really appreciate you. God bless you.
I appreciate you, Khutso. I love you so much. You are an absolute star. And I've told you this hundreds and hundreds of times. I listen to your show. Big shout out to you. Big shout out to Yvette, the entire team.
Amen.
You know what I mean? You guys, and tell more of your stories, because each of your stories are amazing. Honestly.
Thank you so much, Mo. Love you. Hi. This one.
I'm Fun Benny, Auntie Khutso. I'm Fun Benny.
Get in touch with your favorite DJs. Check out the YFM app, available